In 2014, I was Barstool Sports Smoke Show of the Week, and I was addicted to spray tans. And now, 9 years later, I am allergic to giving a shit about my appearance. Although I am wearing makeup right now. Stay tuned. I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world. A lot of women have a second job. If they have a second job already, then they have a third job. You have a third job, then you have a fourth job. It actually requires that you pay it, and this form of work is called beauty work. It's the result of the normalization of cosmetic surgery, makeup, Photoshop and other editing tools, female-targeted beauty industry marketing that has created like this elevated baseline standard of beauty for all women. It's a form of aesthetic inflation, which makes it harder for women and girls to opt out of spending time, money, and energy on aesthetic labor without facing financial and social consequences. In other words, the standards of hotness are getting higher and higher, and we're feeling more and more pressure to meet these standards, and it's getting harder and harder to meet these standards. Working 9 to 5. So now putting on mascara is considered work. Can we all just lighten up a little bit? To which I say, no, we cannot lighten up. Not even for a second. Like many other forms of traditional women's work, like domestic housework and caretaking, beauty work is not actually usually considered work. If anything, it's framed as a luxury. Yes, caressing your face with a soft brush feels kind of good. Honestly, caressing your face in general, like facial massage, I'm a fan. Putting on mascara, covering up a pimple with foundation. One of the very few tactile things left in this digital world. The reason we think so much of this beauty work is a luxury is because we get a lot of positive feedback for it. Seeing that people treat you differently and take you more seriously and flirt with you more, and you get more matches on Bumble or Hinge or Tinder or whatever the fuck. And it's completely natural and completely human to want to do things that bring you good results. And often that can feel like a form of self-care, but it's not self-care. It's not. I grew up going to an all-girls school, and I didn't get a lot of attention from boys. During my senior year of high school, I got into USC, and I was really excited. It was like this classic college experience. At the time, Facebook was really, digging their claws into the collective psyche, and Instagram was, just growing their wings, getting ready to take flight and come kill us all. So I had my means of research, and I looked at the girls at USC, and they were all drop dead. They always had a lot of makeup on for game day. They were super dressed up, like fake tans, curled hair. We're all very thin. And I was kind of like, oh, the criteria to be in a top sorority was to be conventionally attractive. Very creative criteria.
It was incredibly uninteresting.
Fortunately, I had a leg up. I had kind of every sort of privilege you can have in this situation. The standards favor white women, so I had that going for me. I was naturally thinner, so it wasn't too hard for me to lose weight and to get even thinner. Importantly, I also had the money to invest in cosmetic things that I wanted to use to enhance my appearance. So when I got to USC, the pressure only tripled. I dyed my hair blonde. I started wearing a lot of makeup. Started shopping more. I was never into shopping. I got a spray tan every week. I got hair extensions at one point. I was working out all the time. I was even taking Adderall to suppress my appetite. I got diagnosed with ADHD, and I really was taking it so I would eat less, and it worked. And I reaped the rewards of it, I was cashing in on the social capital that I got for all the beauty work I was doing. Someone submitted me to be the Barstool Sports Smoke Show of the Week. For those of you who don't know what that is, keep it that way. I was asked to be in the USC undergrad swimsuit calendar. It was called Trojan 12 or something. I was also scouted to be on ABC's Hotties versus Nerds episode of Wipeout.
Well, my nickname is Bear.
I would have guessed Goldilocks because she is too hot.
Because when I was really little, I had really dark arm hair.
Too too much information.
Do not even get me started on the sexism of only the women being the hotties and only the men being the nerds. I was the hot girl, and that's what people saw me as, and that's what I thought I was, and that was it. And so you better believe I wanted to keep putting in beauty work. I wanted to keep fucking doing it. And then finally, I just got tired. The pandemic hit, and like a lot of people, it helped me clarify a lot of my values. And I realized just how fucking exhausted I was by a lot of things, but by beauty work especially. You know, not wearing makeup every day during the pandemic really made me realize, fuck, how much time do I put into this? Like, you know, is this really who I am and what I want to spend my time doing? I got tired of being wired on Adderall every day of my life. Like, it wasn't working for my nervous system and my anxiety levels, and I just stopped cold turkey, and I gained 20 pounds immediately, and I've never lost it, and I've never looked back. It's taken me a lot to divest in beauty culture because it was so part of my identity, but you know, day by day, working on it every day and educating myself on beauty work and just what it is and what it takes away from us really helped me, you know, clarify these values that I have and find other ways to achieve self-esteem and find other ways to value myself for things other than how I look. I'm more comfortable dressing in a more androgynous way, sometimes a more mask way, and then sometimes I still dabble in femme clothing, and I kind of realized in general how much I had been objectifying myself. And that's kind of what beauty work requires of you. It requires you to objectify yourself to some degree. Like, it requires you to paint yourself, literally, like you're a canvas, like you're putting paint on your face. And it's framed in this way that you're like enhancing your natural beauty, but that's just like very clever marketing talk. The less time I spent, you know, getting my nails done, dyeing my hair, working out vigorously to shrink my body, the more time and money and energy I had back to actually figure out like who I was outside of these very restrictive confines of womanhood. Instead of focusing on like how my body looks, I think I've really shifted into exploring how my body feels. And you know, instead of working out to shrink my body, I am working out to move my body and to feel all the different sensations that I can feel. Just like enjoying my body for me and not for how other people are gonna view it and consume it. TikTok, Instagram, social media in general, like these are 2D modalities. We become hyper-focused on the image of our bodies, on the image of who we are versus the three-dimensional, more complex version of ourselves and others. I think there's something so poignant about the beauty work that we do. You know, I am just as guilty as everyone else. Like, I am wearing makeup right now. I'm wearing mascara, I'm wearing blush, lip gloss, and I'm wearing a little bit of bronzer.
Just like that effortless look, you know, but it's really a lot of effort.
Like, as women, when we say we want equity, I mean, when we say we want our daughters to grow up in a more equal world, it's interesting because we turn around and we uphold this more like outdated and regressive ideal every day when we look in the mirror. And it's in these like small moments that add up to the way that we carry ourselves, the way that we view other women, the way that we compare ourselves to other women. Basically trying to alter your appearance and empty your bank account for a beauty standard that really works to uphold patriarchy. I mean, you knew I was gonna say it. It works to uphold white supremacy and classism and capitalism and all of that stuff we fucking hate. Wrap this up. I'm gonna be late for an appointment at my tanning salon, but thank you so much for watching. Bye.